The alarm blares in 2026, another American morning. You stumble toward the kitchen, your mind fixated on the single ritual that makes the day possible, coffee. But your hand freezes over the bag. The price, scribbled on the label, is a small shock. It's leapt upward again, part of a silent, steady climb that has added 25% to your cost in just 12 months. This is your first economic transaction of the day, and already you are behind. You pick up your phone, a device as essential as a limb, and the screen illuminates with a notification. Your monthly wireless bill is ready. A familiar dread settles in. You are paying, 2 to 3 times more for mobile data than a citizen in France or Poland. The service, ironically, remains patchy, dropping calls in the elevator of your own office building. This is the premium you pay for perpetual semi-connection. The day unfolds, and with it, the economic pressures mount. You drive to the grocery store, thinking a simple steak dinner might lift your spirits. You select a cut, turn it over, and the bright red price sticker delivers a blunt message. Beef costs have soared well into double digits. You place it back on the chilled shelf, a small surrender. Your eyes scan the aisle. It is a spectacle of abundance, a rainbow of brands and logos, a monument to endless choice. But the monument is an illusion. You are not walking through a marketplace. You are navigating a hall of mirrors, a clever labyrinth designed by a handful of architects. You believe you are selecting from 20 competing companies, but you are mostly funneling your money to the same small cadre of executives in boardrooms in New York, Chicago, or Bentonville. Your economic life, the food on your table, your internet in your home, is not shaped by the invisible hand of a free market. It is dictated by a series of massive, protected empires. They have divided the map of America, not through vigorous competition, but through quiet understanding and strategic retreat. And the most galling truth is that the government is not a bystander. In countless ways, it is the architect, having built the legal and regulatory walls that protect these giants from any real threat. This is the story of who truly owns your wallet. This is an examination of the 7 monopolies that rule the American economy. Welcome to the land of the free, the home of the deeply, persistently expensive. If you have ever pondered why so much in America feels like a subtle ripoff, compared to other advanced nations, you are not paranoid. You are perceptive. You are what economists coldly term a captive customer. The proper word is oligopoly. It is a Stero-Greek-derived term that translates to a brutal reality. A few powerful players own everything, and you, the citizen, have nowhere else to go. We cherish a national self-image of the ultimate free market democracy, a swirling cauldron of competition where the best product wins. But when you peel back that patriotic label, what you actually find is a series of elaborate costumes. It is 3 or 4 corporate Goliaths standing on each other's shoulders, hidden inside a single trench coat, pretending to be a bustling crowd of competitors. Today, we will dismantle this illusion layer by layer. We will break down the 7 pillars of the protected American economy. We will scrutinize the grocery gatekeepers who influence the price of your very bread. We will confront the telecom titans that charge you some of the highest rates on the planet. We will delve into the banking cartel that harvests billions in profit while you navigate a forest of fees. We will look up at the sky barons, the airline duopoly that controls your physical escape. We will uncover the secret world of agricultural cartels, defended not just by lobbyists but by federal law. We will enter the state-run stores of the liquor monopolies. And finally, we will witness the rise of the modern private empire, a conglomerate so vast it functions as its own shadow state. This is a long journey across a landscape of concentrated power. So, please, grab your overpriced coffee, take a seat, and let us follow the money to its source. 1. The grocery gatekeepers, the Isle of Illusion. Our story begins with the most fundamental human need, food. You push a cart into a sprawling supermarket. Perhaps it is a Walmart supercenter, a capital of consumption under bright lights. Maybe you seek something perceived as fresher or more curated, so you choose a Kroger banner like Ralph's or Fry's. You might aim for the organic allure of Whole Foods, or perhaps you simply pop into the local Safeway for a forgotten ingredient. You feel the pleasant friction of choice. You have shopped around. You have exercised your consumer sovereignty in the marketplace. Here is the newsflash. You have likely just given your money to the same small, powerful club. This is empire number 1, the grocery oligopoly. In the United States, Well over 60% of all grocery sales are controlled by just 6 corporations. But real power is even more concentrated, resting with a dominant 4: Walmart, Kroger, Albertsons, and Old Delhaize. Walmart is not merely a store, it is a gravitational force, a pricing sun around which all other retailers must orbit. In thousands of towns and rural counties, Walmart does not compete in a market, it is the market. Then comes Kroger, which recently attempted a monumental merger with Albertsons, a deal that would have formally united two of the largest chains. Even blocked by regulators, they operate in a tightly aligned sphere, their strategies and pricing models often moving in eerie synchrony. Their reach is not limited to a single storefront. They own dozens of brands designed to capture every demographic and income level. Kroger owns Harris Teeter, Fred Meyer, King Soopers, and dozens of regional names. Albertsons owns Safeway, Vons, Jewel Osco, and Acme. It is an empire so vast and interwoven that a conscious attempt to boycott one store often leads you, inevitably, into another property they own, just to purchase toothpaste or milk. You might think they are large and successful. So what? That is capitalism. But is it? Authentic capitalism requires the genuine threat of competition, the real possibility that a better, cheaper option can emerge and take your business. When 4 corporations control the food supply for hundreds of millions of people, that threat evaporates. They no longer need to compete on price or innovation in any meaningful way. They merely need to avoid overtly destructive warfare and maintain the comfortable status quo. This is not theoretical. Look at the history. Recall the product of USA meat labeling scandals, where major players were accused of misleading consumers. Remember the countless class action lawsuits alleging that chains use identical pricing algorithms, creating a de facto coordinated market without a single smoke-filled room. The pandemic period revealed the mechanism in stark relief. While global supply chains fractured and fuel costs rose, something peculiar happened in America. As broader inflation began finally to cool, grocery prices refused to follow. Staples like beef, eggs, and coffee remained stubbornly, painfully high. Americans struggled, visiting food banks in record-breaking numbers, a silent testament to the crisis. And yet, during this same period, the grocery giants posted record profits. Not just good years, but historic, windfall years. Economists and commentators began using terms like greedflation and profit price spiral. The companies defended themselves, claiming their net profit margins were razor thin, often quoting figures between 2 and 4%. But when you are moving hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods annually, a 4% margin is a Himalayan mountain of cash. Furthermore, they often own or control the entire supply chain, the distribution centers, the transportation logistics, the data analytics firms that track consumer behavior. They are not merely the retailer at the end of the line. They are the landlord, the wholesaler, the transportation manager, and the price setter, all in one. The takeaway is visceral. The grocery oligopoly is so concentrated it functions with the unity of a single entity. You feel it in your gut, at the checkout line, holding a receipt that seems to shrink your wallet. You stand there looking at a $5 gallon of milk that cost $3 just 2 years prior, and you have a chilling realization. You are not a valued customer. You are a revenue unit, a data point in a spreadsheet, optimized for extraction. And the most ingenious part of their design is that they own the budget brands too, like Kroger's PS line or Albertsons' signature brand. They profit whether you are shopping for organic artisan cheese or the cheapest possible loaf of bread. They win when you are financially flush, and they win perhaps even more assuredly when you are broke. This is the first monopoly, the one that fills your stomach while emptying your pockets. And that is just the beginning. Wait until you see the monthly bill for calling a friend to complain about it. 3. The banking cartel, the fee factory. If the telecoms are mugging you in a digital alleyway, the major banks are the impeccably dressed professionals in a marble lobby who charge you an array of fees for the privilege of holding your own money. This is the banking cartel, most often referred to as the Big Four: JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. Yes, America is a vibrant ecosystem of thousands of small community banks and credit unions, and they are vital. But the overwhelming majority of assets, the systemic risk, and the political power reside with these 4 colossal institutions. They hold a staggering proportion of the nation's deposits, mortgages, and commercial loans. Their greatest protection is not a specific statute, but a stark reality etched into the public consciousness. The government will be following one more, less profitable fact. They are too big to fail. This is an implicit, powerful government guarantee. In one country, on-site is only its factory. It means they can engage in risky, profitable behavior, with the understanding that if their gambles threaten to collapse the financial system, the taxpayer will be forced to rescue them. This guarantee is a monumental subsidy, lowering their cost of capital and insulating them from the full consequences of their actions. The public pays for this stability with higher fees, lower interest on savings, and a market where true competition is stifled. The fee economy is their engine. Open your bank statement. Observe the monthly maintenance fee for the checking account. Note the overdraft fee, a punitive charge of $35 or more for the crime of being a single dollar short. Mark the out-of-network ATM fee, the wire transfer fee, the paper statement fee. In 2024 and 2025, while ordinary Americans grappled with a historic cost of living crisis, these banking giants posted quarterly profits measured in the tens of billions of dollars. That figure is not gross revenue, money cleared after all expenses. It is wealth extracted directly from the financial transactions of everyday life. The mortgage machine is where they truly mint money. The main plays of the bank is nuts. These institutions dominate the home loan market. When the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to combat inflation, the banks pass this cost on to mortgage and loan customers with instantaneous precision. When the Fed finally lowers rates, the banks are notoriously, strategically slower to adjust their prime lending rates, padding their margins during the transition. They are the gatekeepers of the core American dream, home ownership, and they charge a heavy recurring toll for passage. The upsell grind transforms every customer interaction into a sales opportunity. Walk into a branch to deposit a check, and you are not a person with a need, you are a sales target. Tellers and relationship managers labor under immense, unrelenting pressure to sell you credit cards, home equity lines of credit, and wealth management services. There have been profound scandals where employees, broken by the pressure, admitted to opening fake accounts in customers' names to meet impossible quotas. The institutional imperative is not to serve your financial health. It is to extract maximum value from your presence on their ledger. Thus far, we have covered the food you eat, the data you use, and the money you try to save, all dominated by protected, powerful clubs. But what happens when the weight of this system becomes too much? What occurs when you decide you simply need to get away from it all? To physically escape, you look to the skies. 4. The Sky Barons. The airline duopoly. You are fed up. You need a break. You go online to book a flight to somewhere, anywhere else. Welcome to the domain of the Sky Barons. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and United Airlines. While technically a trio, on countless key routes they function as a cozy duopoly, with Southwest operating in its own distinct but parallel sphere. On the routes connecting major business hubs, the lucrative corridors of commerce, your choice is often between 2, maybe 3 carriers who have learned not to compete on price, but to compete on loyalty programs and route dominance. The consolidation trap is the history of modern American aviation. Over the last few decades, through a series of government-approved marriages, the industry shrank from 9 major carriers to just 4. Delta absorbed Northwest. United merged with Continental. American Airlines combined with U.S. Airways. Each merger was promised to bring efficiency and benefit consumers. The result today is an industry where just 4 groups control over 70% of the domestic market. They have meticulously divided the map into fortress hubs. Delta dominates Atlanta and the Northeast. American controls Dallas in the South. United is strongest in Chicago, Denver in the West. If you need to fly between 2 of their fortress hubs, you will pay a significant premium for the privilege. If you live in a smaller or mid-sized city, your choice is often a single major airline operating through a regional partner, offering a handful of expensive, often inconvenient flights per day. It is take it or leave it travel. The budget airline illusion. In Europe, true budget carriers like Ryanair have created a genuine price war, forcing established airlines to adapt or perish. In America, the major carriers have systematically neutered this threat. They have launched their own basic economy fare classes, a brilliant piece of psychological pricing. These fares are stripped-down, miserable experiences. No seat selection, no overhead bin access, no flexibility. They are not designed to be a good product. They are designed to make you miserable enough to pay $50 more to get back the services that were standard a decade ago. They control the physical gates at congested airports, the precious landing slots, and, most powerfully, the frequent flyer programs that lock business travelers into a golden cage of points and status. The fee-for-all is their masterpiece of revenue extraction. The base ticket price is merely the entry fee to a carnival of additional charges. It costs $35 to check a single bag. Another $50 or more secures a few extra inches of legroom. A dismal snack box is $15. Changing a flight can cost hundreds. Talking to a live agent at the airport now carries a fee at some airlines. In 2025, U.S. airlines collected over $8 billion baggage fees alone. They have successfully disaggregated the flying experience, turning every basic comfort and necessity into a separate profit center. You are not purchasing a journey. You are renting a bare-bones seat and then bidding in a silent auction for everything else. And what of service? Independent passenger satisfaction surveys, like those from J.D. Power, routinely show major U.S. president airlines ranking near the very bottom of all rated industries, alongside cable companies and utilities. You are paying more for the privilege of being treated as self-loading cargo in a metal tube. They feel no urgent need to improve. Their innovation is focused on finding new fees to charge, not on enhancing your experience. They simply need to be the only flight to your destination at the specific time you need to travel. The pattern is now unmistakable: food, phones, banks, and travel. Every potential avenue for relief or escape leads directly to another fortified toll booth. And we are still not finished. Because there exists one entire sector where the U.S. government does not merely tolerate high prices, but actively enforces them with trade walls and legal frameworks. 5. The big sugar and big dairy cartels, the protected harvest. This is the third rail of American agricultural politics. Touch it, and you will draw the furious, well-funded opposition of some of the most powerful lobbying forces in the country. I am speaking of the sugar cartel and the convoluted dairy system. Have you ever paused to wonder why sugar costs so much more in the United States than in global markets? It is not because of climate or transportation costs. It is because of a Byzantine Depression-era system of price supports, production quotas, and punitive tariffs that has been meticulously preserved for nearly a century. How the cartel operates. The U.S. Department of Agriculture strictly limits how much sugar can be produced domestically by American growers. It then also severely restricts the amount of cheaper foreign sugar that can be imported. To protect the artificially high price this creates for domestic sugar, it slaps massive tariffs, often over 100%, on any imports above the strict quota. This system, according to studies from agencies like the U.S. Government Accountability Office and economic think tanks, costs American consumers and food manufacturers an estimated $3 to $4 billion extra per year. This is a hidden tax that increases the cost of every candy, soda, baked good, and processed food item on your shelf. The dairy system operates under a similarly complex framework of federal milk marketing orders that set minimum prices farmers receive, a system designed to stabilize an inherently volatile market, but which also has the effect of maintaining higher price floors for consumers, the immovable political power. Why does this economically irrational system persist, year after year, decade after decade? Because the benefits are highly concentrated. A relatively small number of powerful farming interests and large agribusinesses in key electoral states. Florida for cane sugar, Minnesota and the Dakotas for beet sugar, Wisconsin for dairy, reap enormous rewards. The cost, however, is dispersed thinly across hundreds of millions of consumers, each of whom pays only a few extra dollars per year. It is a classic case of concentrated benefits and diffuse costs. No politician wants to face the organized, passionate fury of thousands of farmers in a swing state for the sake of saving each voter a few invisible dollars on their grocery bill. So, lawmakers from both parties perform a ritualistic defense of the cartel, cloaking it in the noble language of supporting the family farm and food security. Even though the system overwhelmingly benefits large, industrialized agricultural operations, the blunt truth is, you are not paying for sugar. You are paying a private, government-enforced tax that preserves a political bargain struck long ago. It is a quiet, legalized transfer of wealth from your pocket at the checkout line to a protected class of producers. This is not a free market. It is a managed, rigged market. 6. The state liquor monopolies, the government store. If the sugar cartel influences your breakfast, the state liquor monopolies control your Saturday night. In 17 states, including Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, and New Hampshire, the government is not just the regulator of alcohol, it is the sole legal retailer of hard liquor, and sometimes wine. You cannot buy a bottle of bourbon at your local Costco, supermarket, or even a dedicated private liquor store. You must go to a state-run outlet with government employees behind the counter. These entities are not merely regulators enforcing age limits. They are retail monopolies with absolute power over their domain. In theory, their monolithic statewide buying power should allow them to negotiate the absolute lowest wholesale prices from distilleries and vintners worldwide, savings they could then pass to you, the citizen. This does not happen. Why? Because their primary mission is not consumer satisfaction or low prices. They are, first and foremost, revenue engines for the state government. In the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year, the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, PLCB, transferred over $850 million profit and taxes to the state's general fund. The Virginia Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority, ABC, sent over $700 million. This is not standard sales tax collected from private businesses. This is the direct retail profit from a state-owned monopoly, a massive stream of cash that funds government operations. When a Scotch whiskey distillery offers a special discount to gain market access, the state liquor board does not necessarily lower the shelf price for you. It often simply accepts the discount and pockets the difference as increased profit margin. They limit selection based on bureaucratic purchasing decisions and warehouse space, not consumer demand. They often operate with the customer service ethos of a motor vehicle office, slow, inflexible, and indifferent. Because they possess the ultimate advantage, you, the citizen, have absolutely no alternative. Your freedom of choice ends at the state border. The standard defense, trotted out reliably, is social responsibility. The claim that government control reduces alcohol abuse, underage drinking, and overconsumption. This argument rings hollow when you observe these same monopolies aggressively launching smartphone apps for easy ordering, promoting home delivery services, running glossy marketing campaigns for seasonal cocktails, and optimizing store layouts to maximize impulse buys. It is not about promoting temperance. It is about running a state-owned cash register that faces no competition. It is capitalism for the state, socialism for the consumer. 7. The private empire, the company town, nationwide. We arrive at the final, most profound layer. This is not a single industry monopoly, but something more expansive. A fully integrated private corporate ecosystem so vast and vertically woven that it functions as a parallel economic government. The old concept of the company town, where a single corporation owned the houses, the store, and the factory, has evolved. Its spirit now lives on in the form of modern, diversified conglomerates. And no entity exemplifies this quiet dominance better than Berkshire Hathaway. It is crucial to state that Berkshire Hathaway, under the leadership of Warren Buffett, is not portrayed here as a malevolent or predatory force. It is, by most accounts, a brilliantly managed and ethical conglomerate. However, its sheer scale and breathtaking scope serve as the ultimate case study in how capital and control can concentrate to shape the entire American economy from within, often with a gentle, paternalistic hand. The Berkshire Hathaway ecosystem, through decades of disciplined, long-term accumulation, Berkshire does not merely own companies, it owns entire chains of daily experience. Your home. It owns Clayton Homes, a major manufacturer of factory-built housing, Johns Manville Insulation, Shaw Industries Carpet, Benjamin Moore Paint, and MyTech Construction Products. The food you eat. It owns Dairy Queen, See's Candies, and is a massive controlling shareholder in Kraft Heinz and the Coca-Cola Company. The money you use and insure. It owns Geico, the insurance giant, and has colossal stakes in American Express and Bank of America. The energy you consume. It owns full utility giants like Pacific Corp and Mid-American Energy, which serve millions of customers across the West and Midwest. How you move and ship goods. It owns the BNSF Railway, one of the two largest freight rail networks in North America, and holds a major stake in Pilot Travel Centers, the largest operator of truck stops. What you watch and read. It holds a significant stake in Paramount Global. The critical point is not that any of this is illegal. It is the result of savvy investing in legal acquisitions. The point is that this level of vertical and horizontal integration creates a web of economic influence that is largely immune to traditional market forces. If you have a dispute with your Geico auto insurance, a complaint about shipping rates on the BNSF railway, a problem with your Clayton manufactured home, and a high bill from your Berkshire-owned utility, you are in effect arguing with different divisions of the same colossal, all-pervasive entity. It represents a closed loop of capital, influence, and economic activity on a scale that rivals many national governments. It is the quiet endgame of consolidation, not a monopoly in one market, but a silent, dominant gravitational force pulling across the entire spectrum of the marketplace, shaping it from the inside out with patient, unparalleled power. Final thoughts, breaking the wheel. So there you have it, from your grocery cart to your smartphone, from your bank account to your boarding pass, from your kitchen shelf to the rails that move the nation. Your economic life is lived on a map drawn by a handful of powerful, protected empires. America is not a free market. It is a series of franchised kingdoms, each protected by moats of regulation, capital, and political influence. Competition isn't outlawed, it's just made futile. The result is simple: we pay more, we get less, and we're told it's the price of progress. The standard excuse: America is big, we need strong national companies, rings hollow when you see the outcomes. Record profits alongside record customer dissatisfaction. We've tried deregulation, and it often led to more consolidation, not more competition. The real problem isn't big companies, it's big companies that have eliminated threats and co-opted the rules to protect their turf. Why does it persist? The structure protects itself. Big companies fund campaigns, promise jobs, and threaten economic pain if challenged. The costs are dispersed among millions of us in small, manageable drips. A fee here, a price hike there, making collective action feel impossible. But you're not powerless. Start by seeing the system clearly. Recognize the illusion of choice for what it is. Then, act at the margins. Bank with a credit union. Use an MVNO for your phone. Shop local when you can. Support independent media. Most importantly, vote and advocate for leaders who will actually enforce antitrust laws and appoint regulators who work for the public, not the industry. This isn't about hating success. It's about recognizing that capitalism dies without competition. When corporations stop innovating for you and start only extracting from you, the system isn't working. We're left with a comfortable, expensive feudalism dressed in modern branding. You've seen the map. Now it's time to decide if you'll keep paying the tolls